everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. In today's video, we're going to be comparing two of the major brands to seal items to make them dishwasher safe. I can't find my bottles because it's been 28 days since I filmed the beginning, so we're going to be comparing the Maker's Magic, which is kind of newer to the craft space, and then we're also going to be comparing the Mod Podge Dishwasher Safe Sealant together, and I'm going to put them on the same cup. As you'll see, I've got the Maker's Magic, which is by Scorch Marker on this side, and then Mod Podge on this, and I'm going to give you guys an up-close view, but I'm going to show you how we're going to put this all together, how we're going to put the sealant on it, then we're going to put it in the dishwasher, and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. I also did a control one, which is just plain permanent vinyl with no sealant on it, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be making the same design on either side of a coffee mug here so that we can test out two different versions of dishwasher safe ideas for using vinyl. Now, one of them needs to cure for 28 days and the other one is only 48 hours, but they'll both cure for 28 days. So I'm just going to go into Cricut images here and I'm going to get rid of my original search and I'm going to find something that will kind of have some smaller lines, maybe a little more details to it that we can put on either side of our mug to test out this design. We're going to be using this Good Vibes only. It's got some little bit of a sharper corner on some spots. We also have some parts that'll be a little bit smaller as well, plus the wording. Now I need to make this smaller so that it will fit on my mug, so about 3.5 inches or so. And we're going to put one on either side. We're going to use the exact same vinyl. We're going to be using everything the same. So I'm just going to duplicate my image and then I'm going to save my design and we're going to call this DW test. That's a dishwasher test. And click save, and then we simply just need to click make. We're going to cut this. We're going to be using StarCraft HD for this. I'm not sure what color yet. I don't know, whatever. I've got a bunch of, and we're going to go ahead and place one on either side, and then with a Sharpie I'm going to just write which side is which on the bottom of our mug. That way we kind of know, but we're going to go ahead and get these cut out, weeded, applied, and then I'm going to show you what products we're using to test our dishwasher safe. I just want to show you we're using StarCraft. This is StarCraft HD. This is a permanent vinyl. This is teal in the matte version. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on my mat, lay this out, and then we're going to cut out both of those camping designs or whatever they said. And I'm going to go ahead and put them onto this ceramic coffee mug. We'll do one side for one side for the other, and then we'll seal them and let it cure. Now that we've both of them weeded, I'm going to go ahead and just put them on some transfer tape. I'm just using a medium tack, and I'm actually just going to do one at a time. So I'm just going to peel that. And for me personally, I just find it easier to leave it on as is, and then I can just place the transfer tape over just one design, and then I can burnish it carefully. And then I flip it over, and then I want to remove the vinyl from the backing, just like so. Got a little piece of the mountain that decided it wanted to stay stuck. That's okay. Just help that stay stuck down. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to just stick this, and honestly, I don't care if it's straight. I don't care how even it is. I'm just going to put it on to my cup. And I want to, of course, try not to get too many bubbles. I got a little bubble, but I can work that out. And there we go. Perfect. So I'm just going to go ahead and burnish this down. Just want to make sure it's well held down. And then I'm going to take my transfer tape and just roll it off of my decal. That looks really good. Flip the cup over, and then I'm going to grab the other decal here for our other side. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and label them with a Sharpie I'll go ahead and seal over the Sharpie. I really don't care. It'll be fine. All right. Get this one. Beautiful. And then we're going to go ahead and not let the transfer tape stick to itself. And we're going to put this one down. Again, not really caring if it's straight or even. I just am testing out the dishwasher safe sealants that we have available. So we're going to go ahead and get this burnished down and then remove that transfer tape. And then I'm going to get a Sharpie so we can label them. Just push that little dot out. Now I'm going to do, we're using Maker's Magic by Scorch Marker and Mod Podge. So I'm going to label one scorch marker. I'm just going to put scorch marker. And then this one, we're going to do Mod Podge. That way we know which side is which. I'm going to let the Sharpie dry for just a moment or two. And then I'm going to put on our sealant. I have two separate brushes to use. That way we don't mix. Everything's going to be done hopefully as like kosher as I can. All right, I'm starting with a Scorch Markers Maker's Magic. Now this is in gloss, and I honestly think this is gloss as well, so it'll look pretty much the same. But this one, I'm just gonna give it a shake. You always wanna shake. And then I did use this one previously, so it might be a little hard to open. Now the difference here is the dry time for this is 1 hour, the cure time, 48 hours, but we're gonna allow it to sit for that 28 days because that'll be the only fair way to do it versus the Mod Podge. So what I'm doing is I want to make sure I go all the way around my design, and I just want to put a decent layer on, and I'm just going to kind of brush it all over the design. And I'm going to go ahead, and I've got some bubbling from doing the shaking, so you may want to let it rest a little bit before you put it on here. That's okay though. Should be fine. So I'm just sealing all around it. I'm gonna give it a good little edge. Now I am gonna let this side dry before I flip it over and do the Mod Podge side, because otherwise we're gonna end up getting it on our table. It's gonna mess it up. So I do need to let this dry. So we'll let this one dry for about an hour. That's why I did the Maker's Magic first, because the Mod Podge requires about 2 hours between coats, where Maker's Magic is 1 hour. So I'm gonna move this over to the side, and then we'll coat the Mod Podge side. We're gonna go ahead and coat the next side with the Mod Podge, and then we'll come back and test this out. Like I said, this one has to cure for 28 days. So it does cure for quite a while. But the other kind from Maker's Magic, that one only cures for 48 hours. But I figure just to be fair, we'll go ahead and cure for 28 days. One thing I'll say about the Mod Podge is it is easier to see that you've coated the entire design because it's white-ish, so it does kind of show a little bit better. But I am finding it a little harder to get it to lay as evenly, just because it is a little thicker. But you're gonna do this. I'm only gonna do one coat because I only did one coat of the other kind, and we'll see how it holds up. But I think that's good to go. So like I said, I'll come back and finish this in 28 days. I wanted to give you guys a look at what it looks like before I take it in and put it into our dishwasher. So initially, I'm really liking the way the Scorch Marker one looks. So this is Maker's Magic. I can't really see the edge of where I sealed it too much, and I think it looks really nice and shiny. Ignore the peel, that was my fault. I'll fix that. And then here we have the Mod Podge side, and I want to get up close, and hopefully you guys will be able to see it. See if I can get it to focus. It is a little bit less glossy because it is a bit streaky, which I feel like you can see if you look at where my light is hitting the cup. Do you see how here it looks nice and smooth, and then here it goes all kind of weird? That's where the Mod Podge is. It is quite streaky. It's not nearly as smooth and glossy as the Maker's Magic one, but we're gonna go ahead, these have cured, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this into our dishwasher and let's see how they come out. I wanted to give you the view of our control first. So this was run through the dishwasher, including the sanitize cycle. Now I will say, yes, everything stayed on. However, it is so easy to peel off now, and it feels a little more brittle than I would like. I found that this really peeled off really easily. Now granted, you can peel all vinyl off pretty easy, but I just felt like this one came off without any effort at all. So I would say don't put your vinyl in the dishwasher if you want it to last. Not something I would recommend. Now let's look at the two that we sealed. I want to start with our Mod Podge. So this has been through the dishwasher and it feels really good. It's not like sticky or anything. It feels like it's held up. I don't feel like I could peel off the vinyl easily on this one. But one thing I will note is, do you notice how kind of streaky it is? It's not as smooth as I would like. But it does definitely seal it, but I feel like it does give you kind of a rougher look. I do feel like Mod Podge just is kind of not a super smooth sealant regardless of how you put it on. Now let's head over and we'll go to the other side, and this is our scorch marker side, and I had really high hopes for scorch marker. However, after putting it in the dishwasher, and this did sit for like, it ended up sitting for about 34 days, more than the 28 days required. This supposedly only takes a 48-hour cure, but I will say that it is really cloudy, and do you see, that's like a piece of something like stuck in the actual sealant. Like I can't get it out without scratching at it. It's also become really cloudy, and I don't know how well you guys can see that, but do you kind of see how it's like up here especially, you can see where it's really cloudy. It's also a little bit sticky, which I was not expecting. And then it's got some like futs down here too, like a little scrape or scratch of something in it. And I'm actually able to like pick off where this was. Now, before I put it in the dishwasher, this was so glossy, you could not see any of the edge, but like you can really see the edge now. I'm really disappointed in the Maker's Magic from Scorch Marker for this. This would not be something I would recommend. If you really, really had to seal something, I would go with the Mod Podge, honestly. Even though it's a little bit streaky, I think it's going to give you a way better finish than this is, because I think that you're going to be really disappointed when you pull this out of your dishwasher and it's sticky and it's got like stains on it and it's like all cloudy looking. Just not a big fan. So I would say stick with the Mod Podge. Now, if you guys have any questions about this or any of the other things that we do here on the channel, please let me know. I'm always happy to answer those for you. I just want to show you this one more time a little closer. See if you can see some of that like streakiness. And then I want to show you this one a little closer too, so you can see some of that like cloudiness, which I feel like really shows on the cup. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see it. Do you see, you can see it right here where the line of my light is hitting it. Do you see the difference? This is the cup, that's the sealant, and then I'll do the same over here really quick before we go too. So this is all cup until you get about right there, and there's the sealant. So cup and then sealant, cup, sealant. So you can definitely see a difference, but I do feel like this one outperformed. Now I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and as always, happy crafting.